Good evening, good morning, Facebook family. This is Farah Ismail and I am going live almost at the end of my day, but I'm on a 30-day live challenge, so I'm here to share something that I spoke about yesterday. So if you're watching live, do say hi and let me get started. Yesterday, I had the beautiful experience of working with a group of young leaders of tomorrow who had come in from Switzerland to have an experience in India, a 2 to 3 week experience where they were here to do a project. And here are 3 things I learned from being with them as I was facilitating intercultural workshop with them. The 3 things that I discovered while I was with them, number 1 was I found that they were so comfortable with being uncomfortable. It was their first time in India. They had an awareness of their preferences, of what they, where they've come from, what are their values. And they had come with this openness to just observe without judgment. And I found that in a very simple activity I did. Hi, Barry. Lovely to see you here. So I'm just sharing 3 things I learned from a facilitation I did yesterday with a group of Swiss leaders. The first thing was being comfortable with being uncomfortable. And so I asked them a question. If you had to advise an alien who was coming to India for the first time, what would you tell this alien to do or not to do? And this was right at the start. So I could hear what were their, to explore their thinking, their biases, their stereotypes or assumptions. But they came with this openness that they wanted to observe, they wanted to be curious, and I found that really, really interesting, and they were proving that throughout the session. So number 1, very comfortable with being uncomfortable. Number 2, they were super curious. And one question that really stopped me in my tracks was somebody asks later in the session, I understand the diversity of India. There's a lot happening. What is that one thing that unifies the people? What is the unifying factor? And I must say that the power is in the questions. And they were just so ready to experience India. And that question really stopped me in my tracks. And the third thing I noticed about them was they were so vulnerable. So in my facilitation and coaching, I bring a lot of, I help people to disrupt their thinking. So they had an experience with me, and this experience was like a simulation which helped them to surface any of their assumptions of being in a new country, what were some of the reactions or responses they would make when they experience a new rule or some difference which is unlike their own. And of course, what are the ways they manage these situations? So they had a 30-minute experience, a simulation, that really surfaced this. And I must say that that reality check, what I found was they were so vulnerable. They were not afraid to share that what they had believed about themselves at the start of the experience with me and what they understood, that there was so much more that they can learn. And something had shifted. So I found that they had this openness to learning, a lot of vulnerability, and being comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I think that's where the magic lies. It's necessary that you're open to explore your beliefs, your patterns of assumptions, etc. Because that's when we're able to actually shift a lot of things in our lives. So today I wanted to bring that to my life and share that, what about us? Have we experienced something like that? So I want you to picture your mind like a room. And this room, we keep all our usual ideas and our thoughts about life, about success, about our career. All the ideas are in this room. What's possible, what's not. And the room has a door. and the door is slightly ajar, and we can see some dazzling light outside. And I'd like you to imagine that. And out there, you know, those dazzling lights, those are these new ideas, these new possibilities that are waiting for us. But usually inside our room, we really sit there and think, that's way out of our reach. That's impossible. And so what we do is we prefer to stay with our own ideas in our room. And anytime we have this new idea whizzing past or a dream that we have, we want to shut the door really quick, fast, shut the door. Some of us do that. I don't know if you have, but do let me know. So if it has happened to you, tell me that. So here's an approach I wanted you to try. And the approach is when a dream, an idea, an impossible dream, whatever that you want to probably see happen, just whizzes past you. I'd like you to gently nudge the door open, because when you nudge it slightly open, what happens is that is what open-mindedness is. You allow your mind and to open and all this to come in. So today I wanted to bring this little nudge to you that as you go through your week, I'd love you to consciously practice opening your mind, that little door, a little bit more, and give yourself permission to dream bigger, and to allow these beautiful possibilities to enter, and to stay away from the comfort zone. Let's just walk into this space where we can see more light. I'd love to know what really happens when you consciously try this. But I want to say that I'm really inspired by yesterday's session, and I'm willing to give myself a lot more openness as I explore my new dreams for 2023. So thank you for watching, and I'd love to hear what is it that you're willing to create with this openness. Oh, lovely. Yes, don't give up on your dream. I agree. Yeah, dreams are meant to be lived and created. Thanks so much, everyone. It's late, and I'm going to say good night to all of you, or good morning wherever you are. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, BNS, for jumping in. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.